I finally did it. I finally pulled the upgrade button, but it came from the most unlikeliest of places. So a few weeks ago, someone in one of the T206 Facebook groups I am in posted up an auction that they had listed on a website called Auction Ohio. Some of the cards in the actual auction looked really too good to be true. And I say that because when you go back and you look at those cards from a lot perspective, you have Ty Cobb, Walter Johnson, Cy Young, and that is just to name a few. There are several other Hall of Famers within that lot. And so for me, from my perspective, when I see a gigantic raw lot like this, I get a little skeptical. Are these cards real? And yes, this is where I'll also diverge from my talking point of if you are new to pre-war, you should buy cards raw. I'm only specifically talking about your basic $20 to $30 common T206 card. If you're about to join the pre-war community, which I think everyone should be a part of, and you see a lot like this, I would definitely recommend you buy graded cards because you know they've been authenticated. But I was super intrigued by this lot because all of the cards were T206 polar bears. And so this lot hit right into my sweet spot for my collecting needs. And there was also another lot as well. Now, these cards were not as, I would say, high profile as the other ones. But here as well, there were also Hall of Famers in this lot. But when you go back to the very first lot, one card caught my eye, and that was that Frank Chance T206 polar bear. And so when I saw this lot, I said to myself, this is the lot to win because I can win these cards, upgrade my Frank Chance, grade the other ones, and then sell them because I don't know how many collectors are out there looking at a website called Auction Ohio. But in the rules of the auction, it simply said, you have to come pick it up or you have to arrange the items to get shipped. And I'm in Seattle, so that's never gonna happen. So I just said, screw it. But shout out to Eric here. He happened to watch my Frank Chance upgrade video and sent me a message and said, hey, I actually won that polar bear lot. And I'm not gonna lie here either. When he first reached out, I was a little skeptical around, did this person actually win this lot? But as we spoke more, he sent me photos. It became very evident, yes, he actually did win that Frank Chance lot. Now, there are two specific characteristics on this Frank Chance card that when I saw it, made me really want to own it. Number one, the red in the lips. When it comes down to some of the low-grade Frank Chances, that is worn off over the past 114 years. But the second one is even more important to me. That is that orange to yellow transition that is in the background of this card. Again here, low-grade Frank Chance cards, it's just a solid yellow background. So to have this card really be untouched for maybe 100 years, 80, 90 years, and also still have these two characteristics. And you can even go back to the very first main photo and you can see that orange to yellow transition on the Frank Chance. And so we made what I felt was a very, very reasonable deal for the condition of this Frank Chance. And then when you flip it over, you have a little bit of polar bear tobacco. Now, the back of the card was not visible in the original auction. That was a nice little surprise. But at the end of the day, community is everything. And so I am just incredibly thankful to Eric for watching my video, number one, but then number two, reaching out and saying, hey, I'm the winner. Let's make a deal on this card because I will forever own this Frank Chance T206 polar bear. And if you want to learn more about T206 and the players that have a polar bear back T206 card, hit that subscribe button.